Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Sorry about yesterday. I just a headache right after work just kind of kept coming and coming and just getting worse, and I just couldn't stream. So I apologize for that. Well, we're here now, and I can actually realistically go a little longer than normal. So we're going to try to. It's going to be kind of based on my constitution right now and stamina. I think we should be fine, though. I think we'll be able to do it. Yeah. Anyway, we're back once again with some good old Eden of Grisaia. We started off last time. Our wonderful Mihama girls got up and were ready for Thanatos' tests to prove they could be trustworthy and useful. First test being, Michiru, take this cell phone to this spot. They kind of scrambled, and Michiru sprinted and got about halfway there before puking her guts out. So Makina and Sachi kind of took over from there. They got it to the park they needed to be. Their next test was to solve a riddle, which led them to the top of a bell tower of a church, where Sachi found a bomb that she had to try and disarm. Which, well, she did. She disarmed it. Turned out to have been a fake bomb just to prove, mostly could they do it in time kind of thing. Could they actually do it in general? See their thought process on it, then, well, they passed that one. Attached to said bomb was a letter they had to bring back to Michiru. So they had to run all the way back, and they had like an hour to do so. Once they got to Michiru, inside that letter was another map to where they had to go, which involved you taking a car to the other side of a mountain to another prefecture. And they didn't have that much time to do it. Thanatos actually set them up with being able to get a rental car, which they got basically a racing car. An unassuming racing car. So Amane behind the wheel, Michiru in the passenger seat, they raced off toward their destination, and that's where we left off. Michiru was like throwing her guts out, throwing up her guts once more, because Amane is a speed demon. So we're just going to load up, we're going to get into it, and see where this goes. My tea might be warm enough. Hey, buddy. I see you, Bluey. Okay. Hey, bud. Okay. So, yeah, we're just going to get into it and try to get a bunch done. Because I missed out on yesterday. So, here we go. Matsushima Michiru, still fastened tightly into the Zero's passenger seat, had spent the entire ride staring vacantly into space with the expression of someone trying to force a sneeze. By the time she regained consciousness, the car had already come to a stop. No. No, Blue. Go on. No. No. Paw down. Paw down. He's gonna be an annoying little bugger. I'll ignore him long enough, he'll go away. Looking at her watch, Amane found they'd made it with 15 seconds to spare. Damn. That said, they were currently sitting in the middle of a farm road, surrounded by fields. The only other human being in sight was a farmer who seemed to be taking a stroll with her cow. That's a bit of a stretch. Blue. No. No. Go on. I will have to let them out in a bit, but I don't want him to force me to take him out. He's got to go on my terms. Ignoring Amane's attempt to stop her, Michiru leapt out of the car and ran over to the old woman. Smacking the steering wheel with the back of her hand, Amane reflexively provided the obvious retort. Naturally enough, the old woman with the cow was rather taken aback as well. The sanatorium, oh my god. Good god. Wow. Oh god. Did she really look that dumb at a glance? Was it her hair? As Michiru earnestly pondered whether to abandon the bottle blonde way of life, something in the old woman's clothing began to emit an electronic jingle. Reaching into her breast pocket, the cow lady took out a smartphone with a stylized apple on the back. Ha 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 ha, it's an iPhone. Flicking at the screen with more force than was really necessary, she pressed the phone to her ear. After a brief conversation, to which the old lady contributed only a few grunts, she turned back to stare at Michiru with a slightly dubious look in her eyes. Oh boy. Michiru eagerly brought the old lady's phone to her ear. As expected, the voice on the other line belonged to Thanatos. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh, good lord. Oh god.
次の指令は、現在位置から東へ30キロの方向に、東海線の東松浜駅があるから、そこに向かいなさい。
30 kilometers to the east.
そんなことを言うだけのためにこんなところに呼び出したの？そんなの電話かければすぐに済む用事じゃない。なんでわざわざこんな場所に呼び出して牛のおばちゃんの電話を使うの？おかげでちょっと恥かいたじゃないのよ。恥かいた。
だって電話だけ指定場所に送るという方法を取られたらテストの意味がないでしょ。だから現地の回線であなたの存在を確認するためにこうしたのよ。
Oh, I think Thanatos is having fun with this. I think she's literally having fun with it.
まあ、電話だけを40キロ離れた場所に送ったとしても、それはそれで評価すべき手腕だとは思うけれど、今回はダメ。わかる？
わかんない。
よし、それでいい。わからないときは、私の言葉だけを信じなさい。いいわね。 松島みちる。あうーじゃないわよ。はいかいいえかはっきりしないのがあなたの悪い癖よ。
はいはいはいはい、わかったわよ。ちゃんと言う通りにすればいいんでしょ。
はい、いい子ね。じゃあ、牛のおばさまにお礼を言って、次の行動に移りなさい。この豚。
Calling her pig.
今、豚って言った？
言ってないわよ。
あ、そう。空耳ならいいんだけど。
Oh my god.
急ぎなさい、豚。
あれ、やっぱ豚って言ってるよね。
Michiru, just get moving.
小汚い黄色い豚。
No, Michiru.
おやおや、はっきりと言っちゃってるよね。
In the very next instant, the phone call abruptly came to an end. She's so pissed! And Michiru's howl of rage vanished unheard into the peaceful fields and the clear blue sky above them. People gather in many places. The dentist's office on Friday, the beach in summer, but the station is always a particularly popular choice. About 1 hour after receiving her new orders, Michiru arrived at the train station she'd been directed to, and found it overflowing with pedestrians.
はい、到着。お疲れ。何よ、普通に運転しようと思えばできるんじゃない。刀を持っているからといって、いつもバッタして歩いてる侍はいないでしょ。同じことだよ。何よ、それ。すぐに刃物を抜くやつはただのチンピラだって話。
So she's only a speed demon when the need calls. Which is usually all the time, but whatever. That's a money for ya. Okay, unfortunately, I gotta go pee. I gotta go pee, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I had to take care of a few other things too, so apologies.
それより駅に着いたら何しろって？知らないわよ。とにかく駅に行けって言われただけだし。
Okay, so they're probably gonna get another phone call soon then.
何よそれ。
Just to make her, learn they can, I don't know, just to prove that they can take direction.
だから知らないわよ。私に聞かないでくれる？ほら、みちる、電話。
There you go.
わかってるわよ。はい、もしもし。
あら、なんだか私に対する不満がありそうなテンションね。元気を出していきましょうよ。それこそダンスでも踊る勢いで。
あんたのせいでしょうがよ。ぶっつって言った。私のこと豚って言った。
Yeah, they called her a pig, then got pig again, and then piss-colored pig.
口を開けば何かとブーブー文句を言ってうるさいからよ。
謝りなさいよ。謝れ。
そうね。ごめんなさい、豚さん。
Holy shit. Oh my god. They always picking on my
そ
girl.
ろそろ鬱陶しいから無視して話を進めるけれど、ここからはあなた一人で行動しなさい。
Oh?
ところで松島みちる、あなたダンスは得意？
Oh no.
ダンス？
Why she gotta dance?
そう。例えばワルツとか。
Why the waltz?
そんなの踊ったことないわよ。
そう。じゃあ教えてあげる。まずは携帯電話のコンパスの画面を見て。西に247度。
270？
247 degrees.
247度よ。20メートル先に売店が見えるでしょ？
あ、うん。
次に床を見て。タイルの目地に沿ってまっすぐに11歩進む。
11歩。
焦らないでいいわ。いつものペースで歩きなさい。ただし、11歩以上歩いてはダメよ。
Okay.
1歩、2歩、3歩。
いちいち声に出さないでいいから、頭の中で数えなさい。それと、指を折って数えるのも禁止。
むずい。
Girl, you can't fucking walk. You can't count in your head?
松島さん、
Oh
今
my
何
god.
時？
あ、11時36分。
ありがとう。ところで、今何歩目？
忘れた。
Oh my god.
7歩目よ。本当におバカね。あなた。
さいな、あんたがごちゃごちゃ言うからでしょうが。
Trying to basically say you have to not be distracted. You have to have a lot of things going on at once, but keep your goal in mind.
いいから歩きなさい。あと4歩。
7、8、9、
Oh my god.
10、11。
だから声に出すなと。
私また喋ってた？
まあいいわ。あと半歩進んで。あなた、おバカな上に短足ね。
Wow.
あー、なんなのよ、もう。
Exist apparently.
次は北に340度。4歩進んで、一旦止まって。
ちゃんと説明しなさいよ。私今何やらされてるの？
いいから言う通りに。
はいはいはいはい。1歩、2歩、
3,
3歩、
4,
4
happy now, you fucker!
ちゃんと歩幅を守りなさいな。
Oh
あ
my
なた
god.
少し大股で歩いたわね。薄汚い金髪がカメラに見切れてるわ。
カメラ？
その場で顔を右に向けてみ
Oh
なさ
my
い。
god.
天井に半球状のものがついているでしょ。あなたにはそれらに映らないように移動してもらっているの。
Oh.
何のために？なんで映っちゃダメなの？
国に対して牙を向こうという人間がのんきにライブカメラに間抜け面さらすわけにはいかないのよ。
Okay.
日本中に設置されたライブカメラは私の目です。私の目に触れるということは 政府の目に触れるということなの。
Interesting.
記録が残れば物的証拠にもなります。お分かり？
Of
全然わかんにゃい。
course you don't.
それでよし。とにかく私の指示通りに動きなさい。分かった？
あ、船、売店でイカの塩辛売ってる。
Michiru, you keep showing up on the camera.
買いに行くな。というか私の話を聞いて。お願いだから。
And this is what your brother had to deal with. Enjoy, Kazuki. In recent years, the term tsundere had enjoyed growing usage on various social networks, and was now increasingly accepted as part of the Japanese language. Naturally, Thanatos was familiar with the term and its conceptual basis. Given that there were fixed rules and behavioral patterns involved, she'd assumed that such individuals would be quite easy to deal with. Oh, how wrong you are! By this point, she was aware of how wrong she'd been. In practice, the tsundere was an aggravatingly unmanageable creature. And it didn't help that Matsushima Michiru was personally prone to sudden and dramatic mood swings. On the whole, this was well more than she'd bargained for. Somewhat belatedly, Thanatos was beginning to realize that referring to someone as a tsundere was really just a roundabout way of calling them a royal pain in the ass. This is what your brother's got to deal with. In the face of a problem so thorny that pass after pass of calculation and simulation ended in failure, sometimes even an ultra-advanced supercomputer simply had to sigh. Of course, since sighing in exasperation was a quintessentially human display of emotion, some might even have considered that proof of Thanatos' perfection.
振り幅の不安定は回数をこなすことで学習するしかないわね。
No, you're
面
not.
白いわ。
You are not going to learn how to deal with that.
次は南西240度へ3歩。
ああ、はいはい。南西240度へ3歩ね。1、2、3。
はい、そこで止まって。
Ah!
ここで
あ、失礼。
急に立ち止まるから後ろの人に追突されるのよ。
ああ、だって止まれって言ったじゃん。
Oh my god.
なんだかあなた、私が気を利かせて背後を確認しながら止まりなさいと言ったら、今度は前から来た人とぶつかりそう。
She's not wrong.
そこまでバカじゃないし。
Hey, could you tell me the way?
外国人観光客に道聞かれてるんじゃないわよ。そんな頭してるから声かけられるんでしょ。
なんて答えればいいの？
あなたの心臓はアメリカに住んでいたって設定なんだから、英
Oh.
語ぐらい話せるでしょ。
Okay, okay. They're bringing up the heart. All right. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess she is aware of the other Michiru. So she's saying, switch right now. Let the other one take over and speak English.
設定っていうの実際住んでたわよ。
だったらさっさと頭を切り替えて答えなさいな。
わかってるわよ。I'm sorry. I don't know this area very well.
Okay. Thank you.
何その熾烈かつ貧しい英語力。
うるさいな。アメリカ在住って言ったって日本人街に住んでりゃこんなもんなのよ。
Oh my god.
という設定。
設定言うな。
まあいいわ。一応会話は成立するようだし、使い道もあるでしょう。
Okay.
なんか全然納得いかないんですけど。
You're not gonna win.
説得する気もない
But
し、
neither is
納得
Thanatos.
する必要もありません。右を見て。
右？
バカが見る。
もう帰ってもいい？
Kazuki, stop. Just stop. You're gonna, like, bring the poor girl to an early grave.
冗談よ。一応右と左の区別はつくよね。
私そこまでバカの子だと思われてる。
そこから右にコインロッカーが見えるでしょ。
見える。
Okay.
そこへ行ってちょうだい。当然コインロッカーにも監視用のカメラが設置されているけれど、今そこのカメラにはダミーの映像をループさせてあるから無視していいわ。
何よ、だったら最初から全部そうすればよかったじゃない。大した用もないのに駅の中をぐるぐる歩かせて、最初からすぐにここに案内しなさいよ。
To see that you could take direction when very specific direction well.
ありものの映像を霧のいいところでつなぎ合わせただけのショートループ映像だから、
Oh.
あまり長時間は騙せないのよ。いいからさっさと行ってロッカーを開けなさい。
How did he know she has a
開
locker?
けるって、鍵は？
ポケットの中。
Reaching tentatively into her pocket, Michiru found an unfamiliar key within it. How the fuck is she doing this?
いつの間に？
First, she manages to slip this phone into Michiru's, pocket somehow. And now a key? Both found a day apart? How the... Kazuki is just a computer right now. Like, she's just looking at them through security cameras, talking to them through the phone. She's not physically there. She can't just magic a phone and a key in her pocket. How the hell is she doing this?
さっき人とぶつかったでしょ。あの時よ。
Oh my fucking god.
携帯電話を渡した時もそうだったけれど、メンバーの中ではあなたが一番好きだらけでネタを仕込みやすいのよね。
Oh my god.
あなたって子供の頃学校で背中にバカって書いた紙を貼られていじめられたことない？
ないわよ。
そう？なんだかあなたって学生服の背中に友達の上履きの足跡とかつけたままクスクス笑われながら授業を受けてたかわいそうな子ってイメージなんだけれど。
No, they're not laughing at me. They're laughing with me, even though I haven't said anything.
的確に言い当ててんじゃないわよ。あんたエスパー。
Close enough.
いいからロッカーを開けなさい。
わかったわよ。まったく。
All she had to do was check the tag attached to her key and locate the locker marked with the same number. But even with a task this simple, you couldn't help feeling a bit concerned when Matsushima Michiru was involved. My god, they just keep fucking shitting on her! If a woman like this were to graduate from school and get a job at the local power plant, everyone who knew her would be sweating buckets every time they flipped a light switch. Oh my god! She might have some potential as an energy conservation tool.
ロッ
Wow!
カーは見つかった？
あったあった。
Pushing her key into the locker's keyhole, she gave it a turn and opened the little door. A single piece of paper was taped inside. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, for fuck's sakes. Naturally enough, Michiru was rather puzzled by this strange message.
これってどういう意味？
She's gonna turn around and get whacked by a ladder, isn't she? As the words left her mouth, she reflexively turned around to look behind her, just as a worker carrying an aluminum stepladder happened to be passing by. All too predictably, the ladder hit Michiru in the head with a magnificent thunk, causing her neck to bend in a highly unnatural fashion. For fuck's sakes! Oh, Michiru.
すみません。
Good thing she's already thrown up enough for the day. Clutching her head in her hands, Michiru collapsed to the ground and began to convulse like a fish tossed onto the shore.
だから振り返るなと書いてあったでしょうに。 それなのにどうして振り返るのかしら。
Oppositional defiance.
私はあまり詳しくないのだけれど、それがツンデレというものなの？
No, Michiru. Yeah, that's gonna hurt like shit.
まあそういうものだと理解しておけば、それはそれで制御も可能か。ちょっと私の話を聞いている？もしかして死んじゃった？
Oh, no, no, she did not.
あらよかった。だったらさっさと起き上がりなさいな。
あんたね、これはただのいじめよ。
Yeah, she kind of is.
でもおかげで
She really is.
分かったわ。ひどいことをしてごめんなさい。
Oh my god.
とりあえずロッカーの中の紙を剥がしてちょうだい。
Of
その
course
紙の
there
裏に
is.
テープでロッカーの鍵が貼り付けてあるでし
Of
ょ。
course there's going to be.
あった。
それは隣のロッカーの鍵よ。開けてごらんなさい。
Oh my god. Alright, next.
大丈夫。もう何も仕掛けはないわ。そこがゴール。
Are they though?
嘘じゃないでしょうね。信用するからね。
Oh, okay. 4 brand new cell phones, presumably unconnected to the main networks, and I'm gonna assume only Thanatos herself can, listen in on them. Michiru opened the second locker slowly and fearfully, half expecting something to pop out at her like a jack-in-the-box. But as Thanatos had promised, there were no traps inside. Only 4 cell phones.
そう、電話。その携帯電話ならタナトスシステムの
There you go. Now they can get in contact with each other a little easier.
資金とって。
Oh my god, Michiru. They've been over this.
簡単に言えば通信傍受による諜報活動網のことよ。あなたたちが日頃意識せずに使っている携帯電話の会話やメールの内容はすべてタナトスシステムによって監視されています。
あ、それなんかユミコから説明された気がする。っていうか、本当にそんなことってできるの？
Well, Thanatos managed to slip items into your pocket. She managed to make the cell phone ring the moment you guys are about to do stuff. So, yes.
できるわよ。簡単に言ってしまえば政府のワードノートに記載された言葉や文字に反応して記録しているの。例えば次元爆弾の作り方なんてワードで検索エンジンを使ったりすれば、検索した本人も気づかないうちにかなりの高確率でトラップの網にかかって記録されるわ。他にも銀行強盗なんて言葉を電話で口にすれば即座に発信者と受信者を特定して記
Yeah,
録。
that's scary.
会話の内容の危険度が検討されるというわけ。
すごいじゃない。それってすごいじゃない。
まあでもそんな網にかかるのは雑魚ばかりで、
Ah, okay.
本当に狡猾な人たちは当然のごとく隠語とか暗号で会話をするから大きな成果は出ないのだけれど。
I'm tired. I stayed up after midnight. Tried to sleep in until 7. Got woken up by the dogs at 3 because I forgot to put the gate up. So they, well, one had to come down here and say, hey, hey, hey.
とにかくこの電話を使えば足がつかないから今後の電話連絡はそれを使うように。
タダでもらっていいの？
Yes, Michiru. That's exactly what she's
もちろ
doing.
ん。電話機本体0円、通話料もパケット料も無料だからガンガン話せるし、じゃんじゃんメールも打てるわよ。
Damn.
ただしあなたたち5人による相互通話はできるけれど他の電話にかけることはできないわよ。
Okay, so literally they're just connected to each other. That's it. That's all.
何よそれ。もう意味なくない？喜んで損した。
いいじゃない。どうせ他にかける相手もいないでしょ。
Whoa!
確かにそうですけど。
She was perfectly aware she didn't have many friends, but when someone went out of their way to point it out, it still offended her. In this respect, among many others, Matsushima Michiru was an exceptionally difficult person. At the end of the day, that was probably just her nature. Alright, I guess you passed her test. I guess.
うえ、真っ黒な携帯かよ。もっと他の色なかったの？なんだかユミちゃんの携帯みたいで全然色気がないのよさ。
Oh, okay. The phone they have that they first got that Thanatos managed to give them, that's going to be Michiru's, the other four for the rest of them. Okay. Took me a minute there.
悪かったわね。どうせ地味な女よ。
What's wrong with a plain black phone? I mean, I got a... no, mine's plain. It's plain. Even the case I have on it is plain. With a black fucking pop socket. You'll notice I like black accessories.
無難な黒かシルバーがいいと思って黒を選んでみたのだけれど不評？
Oh my god.
どうせならもっと可愛い色が良かったのよさ。
We'll just buy a phone case.
そう。例えば何色？
Are you genuinely curious?
ピンクかな。あんたってばほんとピンク好きよね。洋服とかも迷った時はいっつもピンクを選ぶし。
わかったわ。次からイリスさんに物を支給するときはピンク色のものを支給します。
Okay, that's actually kind of nice.
ごめんね。なんかわがまま言って。
いいのよ。
とりあえず今回の件であなたの化け物じみた情報操作能力は理解できたわけだけれど。
But...
化け物。まあ、事実私には足と呼べるものは存在しないし、お化けのようなものかもしれないけれど、もう少し言葉を選んでいただけると嬉しいわ。
あ、ごめんなさい。でも、これでテストは終了でしょ？そろそろあなたの作戦とやらを聞かせていただけないかしら？
まだダメよ。
Oh
せっ
my
かちの子
god.
ね。
Still?
時間がないと言ったのはあなたよ。
時間がないからこそくだらない計算違いをしたくない
Oh
の。
god.
そのためのテストでしょ。
テストはもう終わったんでしょ？
Yeah, did they complete the test? Yes or yeah.
ええ。でも作戦に入る前に確認しておきたいことが2つあるの。
Now what?
まず確認したいのはあなたたちの目的ね。
Rescue Yuji.
それはもちろん風見雄二の奪還よ。
Okay.
当然彼は生きたまま奪還したいのよね。
Yes.
そうね。できることなら無傷での奪還が望ましいわ。
Okay, thanks for specifying.
そのためにどの程度の犠牲を覚悟できる？
Ooh.
どの程度って？
Oh, so you want to do it? What are you gonna what would you give up in the pursuit of that?
そうね。例えば松島みちるに爆弾持たせてヒースオスロに抱きつかせると
Ooh.
か。
How much of a self-sacrifice are you guys willing to make?
構うものか。いかなる犠牲もいとわない。
Eh?
構いなさいよ。
Damn it.
少しはいといなさいよ。っていうか無理。つうか怖い。あんたなんて作戦考えてるのよ。電話じゃなかったら殴ってるわよ。
うん。
もうじゃないわよ。
つまりは命がけといったレベルの活動はしたくないと。
You don't want to, you don't, You don't want to take part, huh? You want to take part in an activity that could result in your death? well, then you can't use you to save Yuji because it could result in your death.
ええ、そう。この世にローリスクハイリターンなんて存在しないのは理解してはいるけれど、その上でできる限りのリスクマネジメントを心がけていただけると嬉しいわね。
けどそれだとどうしても利益と損失が相殺されてしまうわね。典型的な均衡型理論に落ち着く形になってしまう。大失敗はしないけれど大成功もしない。
Great.
じゃあどうしろってんのよ。
やはりみちる様に言っていただくしか手段が。
Stop!
だからなんで私の犠牲を前提に作戦を立てようとするの？
Because that's your friends, apparently. They just want to throw you to the wolves.
バカ一匹と風見雄二、どちらを取るかみんなでよく話し合って決めなさい。
嘘、本当に？
もちろん冗談よ。ごめんなさい。でもあなた今それでうまくいくのならって一瞬本気で考えたわよね。いいのよ。あなたのそういうバカっぽい純粋さは決して嫌いではないし、とても貴重な人間だとも思う。安心なさい。あなたは愛されるべきバカよ。
Okay, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, but you're adorable. You're an adorable fucking idiot.
なんか複雑な気分。
じゃあ結局私たちはどう戦えばいいの？
In the shadows, like a ninja.
戦ってはダメ。素人がプロを相手に、ましてや国を相手に戦うのは無理。ましてや命を大事になんて前提があれば絶対に無理。真正面からぶつかれば障子紙より簡単に破られてしまうわ。
Excuse me.
じゃあどうするってのよさ。
端的に言ってあなたたちのしようとしていることは国家反逆罪なの。それは理解しているわよね。そしてそれは何の後ろ盾もない学生風情が企てていい計画ではない。それも理解できているでしょう。
生半可な覚悟で立ち上がったわけではないのよさ。平和に生きる権利など母親の腹の中に置いてきたのよ。その程度の障害などもとより承知。
You speak really big, Machina.
ああ、うん、そうね。そうでしょうね。なんだか鼻息が荒いところに冷や水をかける大人ぶった発言のようで気が引けるのだけれど。
Okay, this has been bugging me for a while. Because it just kind of, it's like, just keeps drawing my eye to it. And don't take it the wrong way. It looks like Machina has one boob much smaller than the other. Like, one just decided not to grow. I think it's because of the pocket over the one side. That's why my eye keeps going over there. The pocket is breaking up the pattern, drawing me in. Like, wait, something's off kilter here. It could be just the pocket making an optical illusion or something, but, like, it looks like she's just missing one. Like, I can kind of see where there's a distortion of where it could be, but it doesn't... But it's not as pronounced? So it just looks off. Like, I hope I'm not crazy. Speaking of, they're starting to whine a little bit, so I'm gonna go and let them out just before the ad starts. So, they'll usually take a little bit of time, so hopefully they'll be done by the time the ad's up. So I will BRB again. Alright, I am back, and oh, good lord. Dog were just being annoying this time. I'm just gonna let them do what they're gonna do up there at this point. Yeah, anyway. Let us proceed once again.
とりあえず言っておきます。我慢して聞いてね。つまり、ガキならガキらしく、もっと身の丈に合った犯罪をしなさいということ。
Wanna fight the man? Shoplift.
榊由美子、あなたはどう思うのかしら？
返す言葉もないわね。
何よ、作戦を与えるみたいな偉そうなことを言っておいて、結局何もできないんじゃないあんた。
私のせいにされても困るわ。命もかけることができないような人間に大業をなせるわけなんてないじゃない。
それを言われてしまえばぐうの音も出ませんね。ここはやはりみちる様を。
Oh my god! Stop wanting to send her!
離れろ。とにかくその発想から離れてお願いだから。
Yeah, dude, stop dropping the idea of turning her into a kamikaze.
命をかけることはできない。では聞くけれど、逆に命以外の全てをかけることはできる？
どういうこと？
これまであなたたちが大切にしてきた財産や家族、それどころか
Ooh.
自分の名前や存在までも捨てることはできますかと聞い
Well,
てい
you
るので
give
す。
up everything else other than your lives.
お互いに生きたまま風見雄二と再会することができるのであれば、それ以外の全てを捨てる覚悟がありますか？
覚悟がなければここにはいないよ。それに私はもう決めたの。
Oh.
逃げない。
She's not gonna run away like she did all those years ago. Okay.
あら、それは困ったわね。あなたには気合を入れて全力で逃げてもらわないと困るのだけれど。いい？近々風見雄二の身柄は裁判のために市ヶ谷から赤坂に移送されるわ。そこであなたたちにはひったくりをやってもらいます。
Get a mid exchange, huh?
ひったくり？
ええ、そう。細かいプランはこれから組み立てていくけれど、あなたたちには風見雄二を取り返したら戦わずに全力で逃げてもらいます。
Okay.
捕まらずにそのまま逃げ切ればあなたたちの勝ち。捕まってしまったら負け。単純でしょ？例えるなら、あなたたちはバカなシマウマなの。ライオンに我が子を奪われ、それを取り返そうとしているバカなシマウマ。もし失敗すれば自分も食べられてしまうと分かっていても、それでも諦めきれない愚かな生き物。だけどあなたたちとシマウマでは決定的に違う部分もある。もし捕まってしまった時は瞬時に一切の抵抗を放棄しなさい。そうすれば少なくとも命だけは助かる。
Okay.
まずはそれを約束してちょうだい。もし約束できなければこの話はなかったことにします。約束が破棄された時に支払わされる代償はあなたたち自身の将来です。それを決して忘れないこと。
いいわ。その約束は私が必ず守らせる。
いいでしょう。現時点をもって私はあなたたちを
Weak but trustworthy.
有力な装置として信頼します。それではお待ちかねの作戦を開始しましょうか。
待って。
Oh.
何か？
あなたはさっき作戦に入る前に確認しておきたいことが2つあるって言ったわよ。
Yeah, you only asked one technically.
ええ、そうね。
What's the second?
まず確認したのは私たちの目的。もう一つの確認しておきたいことって何？
ああ、それ気になっちゃう？今聞きたい感じ？
Well, you brought up that there were two things you wanted to ask, so yeah.
言い出したのはあなたよ。
みんながいる前でも聞いて構わない？
Oh?
待って、何を聞く気？
それはもう簡単で単純な質問なのだけれど。
No!
榊由美子、あなた風見雄二のことが好き？
Ooh, I mean, yes, probably. I'm pretty sure they all do.
いえ、ほら、他の子たちはみんな風見雄二のことが大好きだし、大好きだからこそ今回の大それた計画に立ち上がったわけでしょ。でも榊由美子、あなただけは風見雄二に対して明確な好意を示していない。ともすれば他の子たちの暴走を抑止するためだけに計画を先導しているかのようにも見えます。好意という数値に置き換えにくい感情が明確でない以上、あなたの存在が不確定要素となり得る上に、
Hey, Nick, how's it going, buddy? Don't worry about being late. It's all good. It's all good.
不測の事態の発生確率が約 2.3 倍に膨れ上がります。だからあなたの好意度を後でこっそりと聞き出そうと思っていたのだけれど、
But Yumiko pushed the issue, so now she's got to say blatantly to everybody, yes, I love Yuji. And that'll be a fucking party boat of everyone loving the same man.
まあもうこの際だしみんなの前ではっきりとおっしゃいなさいな。
Once Thanatos had delivered this inquiry, which bore a strange resemblance to the sort of teasing you might get from a classmate on the night of a class trip, Yumiko drew a long, deep breath. Closing her eyes, she paused briefly as if to review her own feelings, then opened her mouth and spoke.
もちろん好きよ。
Okay.
大好き？
ええ、大好き。だからこそこんなことになっているのです。
Okay, she's admitted she loves him romantically.
意外ね。もっと狼狽するかと思ったわ。
そのことでいろいろといじられても面倒だし、欲しかったのはイエスかノーかのはっきりとした答えでしょ。
Okay.
いいでしょう。あなたの感情は理解しました。
So actually, the second thing I needed to ask you was this.
では皆さん、もう二度とこれまで通りの日常には戻れないという覚悟はできた
Sorry, I
か
got
しら？
something else up over here. I wanted to check something. Cool.
はい。
あら、いいお返事。では状況を始めましょう。
Mission start. Oh, we're back in Ichigaya. Finally, back with Yuji now. At about the same time this was happening, Chiara Farrell was paying a visit to the special detainment area for high-ranking individuals located within Ichigaya's headquarters. Striding up to the reception window for the central guard station, she knocked on its counter. On the other side of the counter, separated from her by a thick sheet of glass with a number of small holes in it, she could see the guard on duty sitting with his feet up on the desk, listening to loud music on his earphones, and perusing a girly magazine. Oh my god.
中長二課分室室長補キアラ・ファレルです。4号房の春寺ゆりやさんに面会希望です。
Wait, what the? Wait, why is JB in a cell?
なんだって？
Blinking up at her, the guard slowly pulled his earphones out of his ears.
だから春寺さんに面会。
No, seriously, why is JB locked up too now? This time, Chiara pressed her forehead against the window and shouted, her breath leaving a small white cloud on the glass.
なでけえ声出さなくても聞こえてるよ。うるせえ女だな。誰が誰に面会だって。
Well, you clearly weren't listening, fucker.
聞こえてないじゃないのよ。
たくめんどくせえ女だな。そこのノートに現時刻と自分の所属と名前、面会相手の名前書きな。
最初からそう言いなさいよ。
Grumbling irritably to herself, Chiara grabbed the notebook and filled out the required information. When she handed it to the guard, he entered a few numbers into a certifiably retro computer system with an ancient green screen monitor. Ah, shit, they're running DOS. then turned to the microphone and announced, "Cell 4, you've got a visitor," in a distinctly imperious tone of voice.
右の扉から入って面会室は1番を使え。
I'm getting stuffed
面
up now.
会時間は15分だ。
Taking a key that had been hanging around his neck, he pushed it into the detention ward's control panel and pressed the button for Cell 4. With the drone of a buzzer and the flash of a green light, the door near the back of the ward noisily unlocked itself. Chiara opened the door leading into the detention area itself, noting that it only had a knob on the outside. The hallway within was oddly chilly. Ooh. Following the guard's instructions, she entered the visitor room marked with the number 1, where she found only a single cheap folding chair. Guess I'm supposed to take a seat and wait? While Chiara had been working under Harudera for 2 years by now, this was the first time in the special area where Ichigai detained valuable witnesses and politically influential individuals. Okay. First time in that area. Okay, yeah, goddamn, learn to fucking read. Goddamn, I'm starting to get, like, stuffed up now. I'm having to take more breaths. Like, what the fuck? It wasn't like this earlier today. There were a number of security cameras trained on her, but she wasn't accompanied by an actual guard. That seemed a little strange at first, but on second thought, the sort of people who would be locked up in here probably weren't too eager to attempt a jailbreak, given that their safety was guaranteed inside their cells. The plain white walls weren't as intimidating as she'd expected either. It felt more akin to a hospital than a prison. I think they use this exact one for a hospital bed too. Hospital bed CG. She'd imagined her shaggy-headed boss locked up in a damp and dismal place, holding her knees and sobbing in the dark. Oh my god. So it was something of a relief to see that wasn't quite the case. A moment later, the shaggy superior in question made her appearance. Like, zoinks, man! I think I got the wrong cell! Through the sheet of glass that separated their visiting rooms, Chiara saw a familiar blonde woman step through the door and into the light. Harudera Yuria looked much the same as ever, except for the embarrassing little smile on her face. Oh, embarrassed little smile.
Howdy, Chiara. Kinoburi.
As her mentor shuffled awkwardly forward like a teenager who'd shown up late for a date, Chiara leapt to her feet and spoke more loudly than she'd meant to.
Howdy じゃないですよ。なんでこんなことになっちゃったんですか?
Yuji's locked up. You're locked up. Am I gonna get locked up? Who isn't gonna get locked up? Only a few hours ago, Chiara had been sitting in her office performing her usual duties. She'd been gazing at the clock, absent-mindedly wondering why the boss was so late today, when someone told her that Section Chief Harudera had been taken into custody outside her apartment building. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She probably got arrested because she contacted the girls. She probably got arrested because she contacted the girls. Chiara had tried to find out what was going on, but the matter had been heavily classified and details were difficult to come by. All she knew was that Harudera had been removed from her position as Kazumi Yuji's case officer and stripped of her rank as a section chief. Rumor had it she'd be shipped back to Langley within a few days. Having learned that much, Chiara simply had to speak with her boss directly. She'd pulled all the strings she possibly could and somehow managed to get permission for a brief meeting in order to discuss the transition process.
ごめんね。びっくりさせちゃったかな。そりゃびっくりしますよ。
Now that she was finally face to face with the chief, who seemed to be in surprisingly good spirits and looked even more nonchalant than usual, Chiara felt the tension draining from her body. Her legs trembling slightly, she collapsed down onto her uncomfortable chair.
風見雄二の担当官から外されて室長の椅子も剥奪。近日中にラングレーに戻されるって聞きましたけど、本当なんですか？ええ、まあ本当。どうして急に？
Okay.
なんて説明すればいいのかな。
It is very easy if you just, explain it. Hey, Nevermore, how's it going? Thank you for glaring at me. I know you very much love glaring at me. I don't know, I'm yawning a lot right now. My head is starting to hurt again. God damn it. I don't know why. And I feel like I'm starting to get stuffed up. Like, what the hell? No, this time... Because I canceled yesterday? Because my head was, like, split. It felt like it was splitting in half? That deserves a glare? Oh, fuck. I can't do anything without you glaring at me and sending me cat glare photos and gifs. I can't do jack shit. Oh. No, because I worried about you and found out you're better when the stream goes live. Like, I mean, I canceled yesterday, and I did say I would be back, today. I did say in that announcement. There's nothing I can say that's going to get you off my case, is there? There's absolutely nothing I can say that's going to get you off my case. I do appreciate that you actually care, like, I do. I do appreciate you care. Or getting mad at me for not saying much. It's just nice to know. It's just nice to know people do care. Though again, I feel like I am, like, getting stuffed up again all of a sudden. It's fine all day today. That aside, sup, nerd? Oh. Not much. Apparently I'm really tired. Sleeping in just kind of didn't happen today. It just didn't happen. But, oh well. Oh well. I hope you're doing alright.
まずは今現在うちが急務として取り扱うべき案件に風見雄二が深く関わっているという問題ね。
Sound a bit sniffly too. You drinking plenty of fluids? I'm having my usual, multiple teas a day. So I am hydrating. I am getting fluids in. But it could very well just finally me actually becoming sick. I've been like on the verge of it for like all week. But maybe it's gonna finally just kick my ass. We'll see. We'll see. Regardless, I'm gonna power through today, and I'm gonna get through tomorrow, and then after that, I can crash. I can crash as of Monday. I got things to do tonight and tomorrow night.
ほら、例の領事館襲撃の件で二階山が確認済みの証拠映像が出ちゃったし。
So in the show, you had enough party space for a full team to DM you the full HM. Okily dokily. We'll see how much of it is simpable or not.
どうやら私が思っていた以上に事態は深刻だったみたいで、
風見雄二の担当官である私の存在が邪魔みたいなのよね。
Oh, so they're just locking her away to keep her away from him and then shipping her off to the States. Okay.
邪魔ってそんな。じゃあ風見雄二はどうするんですか？
Then have some DNA Digivolution on the team too. Okay.
あら、何が？
何がって聞いてないんですか？風見雄二の身柄は近日中に赤坂に移送されて略式裁判にかけられることが決定してるんですよ。
そうみたいね。
いいんですか？おそらくオスロの領事館襲撃に対する返答として風見雄二の死刑は確定します。
その裁判の席で余計な証言をさせないためにこうして私は監禁されているんでしょ。
So it's just a kangaroo court.
どうするつもりですか？
さあ、多分銃殺刑じゃないかしら。
Wow.
どう処されるかじゃなくてこのままでいいんですか？
Oh, she absolutely does. She just literally can't.
いいも何もそれは私が決めることじゃないわ。
Plus, Yuji's kind of ready to give up, kind of still. A little.
風見雄二という男はね、自分のせいで女が不幸になるのを極端に嫌うのよ。
Oh, that's also very true.
私が良かれと思って起こした行動でも結果が伴わなければ風見雄二を苦しめるだけよ。ただでさえ朝子のことで心を痛めている彼に私はこれ以上彼の負担になるわけにはいかない。それに風見雄二はもうこの世に未練を残していないわ。
But she wasn't here for... She saw him before he saw that Kazuki was alive. Oh, something I'm waiting on coming. Well, I'm going to interrupt this stream very briefly because I just had a thing show up. Don't worry, it's all on stream. It's all on stream, so don't worry. It's not like I'm going away to pick something up. I'm just gonna have to download a thing is all. Okay. And clear that out because that got delivered. Okay. Where was I? I kinda treated myself a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Nothing too big. Nothing too fancy schmancy. Just something to use for, well, thumbnails and schedules and whatnot. Once again. And this literally just showed up right now. There. Just had an artist I use all the time on Skeb, just do one of me again, using like the two things I have of myself, more or less. Just in a red sweater, similar to the one I usually wear all the time, just IRL and sometimes on stream. So yeah, that literally just showed up. I was waiting for that. So expect to see that posted somewhere, more than likely on thumbnails again. Thumbnails, schedules, the works. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. I'm actually kind of surprised it just came in now. But I'm glad it's in. I can get that stuff all out of my emails now, so I know I'm not waiting on it. I am currently waiting on 3 other things right now. Spoilers, one of which is for me. The other two was fan art for someone else. So there's gonna be one more thing for me I'm waiting on. I saw it. I saw it. Okay, okay. Alright. Pretty solid team. Very solid team. Got all of your bases covered with, you know, types. So yeah, you're good. You're definitely good. So yeah, I'm happy that just came in. I'm happy that just came in. I might make it a profile picture on Discord for sure. We'll see where else I'm going to use it, but hey, it's in. I'm happy with it. But I guess I'm going to be following official Digivolution lines. Fair enough. Now watch me be that. Now I'm just going to be that guy because, you know, I just, yeah, nerd. There actually aren't official, you know, Digivolution lines. Those are just curated to make them look good, mostly for the anime, because, you know, Digivolution is very, very free. Yara does good work? Yeah, they do really good work. That's the same artist that did Nero and Nursemon that I have up on the corners that I just turned off for the Grisaia streams. It's the same artist that did them, the one that does a lot of the fan art I get for friends and streamers I watch. They do good work at a very good price pretty quickly. I like them. I do like them a lot. They're really good. And I think I was... What the hell was I... Now I'm just... I'm still interrupting to go through this again. Let's see. What was it? I gotta go look at my user page. Yeah, my very first Skeb commission. My very first Skeb commission was a picture of Mari. And it was the 11th work that artist had ever done on the entire site since they joined. The 11th request they got and delivered. The one I just got from them, you know, just like a few minutes ago, was their 949th delivery. So... I've been using this artist for a very long time and have slowly seen them get so many requests. It has been actually really cool to see. They're like just this small little artist not a lot of people use. Now a lot of people use the artist. It's actually great. I love it. I love it. Like the KSK version of you from the Hacker's Memory streams, the hoodie coat looks so good. Yeah, that was a different artist. I got only to do the Cyber Sleuth ones. So Cyber Sleuth and Hoodie Me. They also do very good work for a pretty good price. They just take a little bit longer, but I mean, I think they they take a lot of time with theirs. They have a lot of time. You even do like background and extra effects and stuff too. It's crazy what some artists can put out. It's absolutely insane what some artists can put out. Everyone has their own unique styles that work for them, and they all just look fantastic. They all absolutely look fantastic. I don't think I have actually been disappointed with a commission at all. I'll send that to you later. I'll send you who the artist was after. I gotta I've now gotta make a channel in the Discord of just the art I've gotten of myself from various artists, so I can have them linked and easy to find. You know, just the stuff that involves me, not all the fan art I get. That stuff I give to the people, you know, that they're for, so they have it. if I were just to make a section in my own Discord of just all the art in general I commission, I think like 90% of it is gonna be fan art. 90% of my stuff is fan art for other people, and just a small like 10% is art of me. But that's something I'll worry about later. I'll remember to try to do that later. Ooh. Ooh. Dang nose. Yeah. Blah.
そんなの納得できませんよ。
Blah, 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 blah.
何をそんなに憤っているのかは知らないけれど、国家のために不遇の死を迎えるのは別に彼に限った話じゃないわ。これまでにだって何人もいた。
Oh, actually, I can delete the reference link I gave them because I don't need that anymore. I like kind of keeping my stuff nice and clean that way, just so I don't like muddy things around. Makes it simpler for me. I spent a lot of time last night, actually, also, just minor tangent, going through my downloads folder, just either moving things out of it or outright deleting them because I don't need them anymore. I still have more things I need to move over, but I cleared out a good chunk of it. It's not as densely packed with memes. Just old memes I used maybe once or twice somewhere else and then never again. I kept the stuff I know is art I've commissioned and thumbnails I made because it like defaults to the downloads folder for some godforsaken reason. And I can't change that. So I gotta move all those thumbnails and art out of there, then I can delete them from downloads and then recycle bin their asses to oblivion. Just to save space. Yeah. Ugh.
あなただって資料を読んで知っているはずでしょ。現場の人間には引き金を引く強さを、私たちには情に流されない強さを。
それは確かにその通りです。情けをかけていればキリがない。弱さを見透かされればつけ込まれる。特別な事例などない。泣き疲れても仕事と割り切って淡々と切り捨てる。それができなければ続かない仕事だと先輩には教わりました。でも本当にそれでいいんですか？
私にしてみればそう悪くない話よ。ラングレーに戻れば情報局長補佐の椅子が待っているし、階級も大佐になるし、大出世じゃない。
They're shipping her back to the States, giving her a cushy job with a high pay just to keep her out of the way and shut her the hell up.
そんなの単純な口封じじゃないですか。
That's exactly what that is. It's hush money.
組織でうまくやっていこうと思ったら、よく考えて行動しろということね。
見損ないましたよ、先輩。先輩だけはそういうことを言わない人だと思ってました。
そういうこと言わないの。あなたまで面倒なことに巻き込まれるわよ。
Averting her eyes from Chiata's with an irritated scowl, JB stuck out her tongue slightly at the surveillance camera, watching them from the corner of the ceiling. Well, from a corner of the ceiling. Ooh, Rider Sentai Ranger Fact. Okay. You know what the sad part is? Both Power Rangers and Sentai are over, so, like, there's only so many facts left I could ever possibly say. They're just literally done. Okay, let's see what I can come up with, though. Let's see what we can rack the brain to figure out. Okay, I think this one might be a little bit common knowledge, but still, it's an interesting one to go with. For Power Rangers, the movie, the first little batch of minions Ivan Ooze was going to sick on the Rangers when he first appeared was actually just going to be a pack of giant rats. But they figured they looked at the costumes and like, these are way too cheap for the big screen. Let's make the Ooze Men instead. But they took those rat costumes and used them for the Return of the Green Ranger arc in Season 2. When they brought in a clone of, Tommy to be the Green Ranger while he was the White Ranger. So they used those giant rat costumes to pester the actual Rangers that were sent back to Colonial Angel Grove. So, well, they didn't exactly get used for the movie, they still got used. Something in Power Rangers I actually saw. So yeah, instead of the Ooze Men in the construction yard they would fight, it just would have been guys in really cheap-looking rat costumes. Let me see if I can find a picture of them. Giant rat costume Power Rangers. Oh, good lord. Someone actually managed to... Wow, someone... Oh, God. Oh, God. This is, like, awful. Oh, it's... Oh, God. It's, like, the worst possible picture someone could have taken. Oh, my God. It just looks so bad. It just looks so low quality and shit. Oh my god, and of course it's tiny as fuck, so it's gonna look like ass. Alright, so, instead of the purple Ooze Men in the movie, the Rangers, for their first morphed battle in that movie, would have fought some giant fuck-off rats. Just some generic big rats. Okay, let me get a picture of the Ooze Men for comparison. Oh my god, those rats are nightmare fuel. Get the flamethrower.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
The giant rats are more nightmare fuel than the actual Ooze Men they went with? Those weren't weird enough? The rats are where you drew the line? These giant fuck-off rats are scarier than the Ooze Men with, like, their unmoving mouths and constantly open eyes. Yes, the Ooze Men look pretty cool. Okay. They're more big screen worthy than whatever the fuck those were. I just forgot the Ooze Men looked like. Last saw the movie as a kid on a VHS tape. Same. Well, not really kid, teenager, but still. Basically same. So let me get that nightmare fuel out of there. Oh, man. Power Rangers movie was something. Really was something. Alright, back to the game. So there's your fact.
まあ、私は言うほど面倒だとは思ってないけどね。ケーブルテレビもあるから映画も見放題で、ビールとピザもあるし。
私には何かできることないんですか？
そうね。
She is a puppy?
じゃあ、私の飼ってるワンちゃんに餌をあげておいてくれる？
JB has a doggo?
私しばらくここから出られそうもないし。
ワンちゃんですか？でも先輩犬なんて。 もしかして VPL のユーザーのことですか？
Huh?
そういうこと。できれば犬小屋の掃除もお願い。
Huh?
わかりました。
私が不在で、どうせ二課分室も暇でしょ。
そうでもないですよ。なんだか細かい仕事が増えてドタバタしてます。意味不明な命令も多くて、何が起きてるのか正確に理解している人間はいませんし、先輩がいなくなっただけでこうもバタバタするのかって思い知りましたよ。
Take JB away, you realize she's been doing a lot.
面倒な仕事を全部私に押し付けていた罰よ。頑張って働きなさい。
それが犬の世話ですか？
そう、犬の世話。私からのお願いはそれだけ。
Unless they mean Yuji. She's just calling Yuji her dog.
了解です。
Just as Chiata was rising from her chair, the door behind her opened and the guard came in to inform her their time had expired. Nodding slightly to the guard, Chiata turned to get one last look at her chief, and found Harudeta waving at them with a simpering smile of a shady cookie saleswoman, an expression she usually reserved for casual after-work outings. What on earth is the chief thinking? As she rode the elevator up from the special detainment area to the floor where her office was located, Chiata struggled to put the pieces together. Chief Harudeta had been taken into custody for reasons that still weren't exactly clear. Under the circumstances, she'd expected to be given some kind of instructions for her to carry out on the chief's behalf. Of course, that visiting room was being monitored, so any blatant suspicious request might have gotten Chiata locked up as well. Even so, feeding a dog wasn't the kind of mission she'd been anticipating. Oh god, of course. As Chief Harudeta often referred to Kazumi Yuji as a dog of the state in a joking manner, Chiata had initially suspected she was trying to give her some coded orders related to him. But after she remembered Yuzo, that theory went out the window. The hell is Yuzo? As far as Chiata knew, the only puppy the chief owned was an imaginary one. Specifically, a digital pet. About a year ago, they'd become exceptionally popular within the company. The fad began when a certain application was distributed to all intelligence division staff. Holy hell, Baron! Fucking learn to speak! As part of the connection test being conducted on an experimental new defense system, with the secondary objective of helping its main computer learn through experience. The name of the application in question was Virtual Pet Life VPL version 1.05. On the surface, it was a well-designed digital pet game, accessible from your cell phone, tablet, or portable game console. But in reality, it was designed from the ground up to gather intelligence on its users. Voice recognition technology meant the player could interact with their pet by simply speaking to it. By analyzing these interactions, the pet avatar would secretly build a profile of your personality. Baron, words, speak, again, good. Ooh. In addition, the game's Friends mechanic allowed the system to study both small-scale user communities and the overarching colonies they belonged to, which enabled it to gain data-driven insight into human psychology and behavioral patterns. Chief Harudeta's pet in VPL was a dog by the name of Yuzo, and it seemed fairly clear she'd created it to help herself feel a bit less lonely in the days after Kazumi Yuji moved out of her apartment. That said, why worry about Yuzo at a time like this? Chiata didn't understand. But even so, the chief had given her a job, and she felt obligated to do it. Exiting the elevator, she made her way back to the Central Intelligence Department's 2nd Division. Her office, in other words. Over the course of the last few hours, the room had been emptied of everything connected to Harudera Yuria, from her personal computer and documents to the contents of the trash cans. None of her personal possessions remained. Not even her coffee cup. Wow, they're really thorough. Sighing softly as she looked around the barren office, Chiara opened her shoulder bag and took out a portable game console. After flipping its lid open and pressing the power button, she waited for the manufacturer's logo and health warning screens to display. Then took the small stylus from its slot and tapped lightly on the lower screen, starting up the VPL program on her memory card. A small handheld game console that you gotta flip open that has a stylus on the side that pulls out? I wonder what kind of game console she has there. I do wonder what it is. It's so difficult to tell. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever get to we're never gonna get to the bottom of it, guys. We just don't know. We do not know. Nintendo. Selecting the Home tab from the title menu brought her to the digital house where her pet lived. Chiara's cat, a munchkin named Musashi, jumped out of its home to greet her.
よーしよーし。いい子ね、武蔵。後でご飯とブラシがけしてあげるから、ちょっと待っててね。
Musashi's hunger level was only at 60%. Most likely, someone on Chiara's friend list had fed him while she was logged out. When she checked the visitor guest book, she found that a female colleague had stopped by 3 hours previously. Forcing herself to ignore her pet, which was now rubbing up against her and meowing adorably. Oh boy. Not the adorable meows. Not the meows. Chiara brought up her own friends list, then tapped on Yuzo, the Pembroke Welsh Corgi that belonged to Chief Harudera. The screen scrolled smoothly away, and within moments, she was standing in front of Yuzo's doghouse. The animal in question was lying limply on the ground, its stomach emitting audible groaning sounds. Chiara quickly grabbed a bowl and filled it with dog food, then replaced the stale drinking water. As soon as she presented the bowl to Yuzo, he buried his face in it and greedily gobbled down his kibble. With every bite, the hunger meter on the side of the screen lowered slightly. a lot of Tamagotchi stuff going on here. Chief Harudera had last accessed the game 14 hours ago. Her pet must have gone hungry since then. On closer inspection, Yuzo's fur was also looking quite unkempt. Maybe it'd be best to give him a bath and a brushing as well? But as Chiara was thinking it over, the virtual dog, having completely finished his meal, trotted up to her, wagging its tail. When you frequently took care of a pet in their master's stead, you'd occasionally trigger events of this sort. The other user's animal will present you with a random item, usually decorative furniture for your virtual home or an ornament your pet could wear. Curious to see what she'd gotten this time, Chiara waited for the animation to complete. Yuzo's gift turned out to be Tropical Breeze, a palm tree background item. Where's this all going? Tropical Breeze was a relatively rare item. When you placed it on your home screen, it would occasionally sway back and forth in the wind, dropping coconuts to the ground for little cute crabs to carry away. Oh my god. Of course. But before Chiara had the chance to revel in her good fortune, Yuzo came right back up to her with a letter in its mouth. Normally, these would contain brief, friendly messages from the pet's owner. Something like, "Thanks for all the help," was pretty much standard. But when Chiara tapped open this particular letter, the message that appeared on the screen left her more than a little taken aback. Kazumi Yuji will be transported to Akasaka on July 6th at 1800 hours.
はい。
What on earth was going on? Oh. Was this why the chief had asked her to feed the dog? Chiara hadn't even considered the possibility of sending a message through a game like this. By last night, Chief Harudera must have strongly suspected she'd be taken into custody. So she planted a message well in advance, using a place no one would think to look. But all that said...
これだけ?
Yes, that's it! Chiara didn't have the first idea what to do with this information.
どうしよう。何をすればいいの?
What the hell do you do with info like that?
あなたは何もしないでいいのよ。ご苦労様。
セーブしないんだからね。
I just want to see, how far are we into it now? 31%! Okay, we're a third of the way through the game. Oh my goodness. How are we only a third of the way through?
はい?
ああ、いえ、あなたに言ったわけではないの。独り言だと思って、あまり気にしないでほしいわ。
Oh, that was her talking to Chiara without actually talking to Chiara.
わん。
そんなことより、風見雄二に関する最新情報が入ったわ。
Oh, okay.
ふむ、詳しく聞こうか。
Now they know when he's gonna be moved.
風見雄二の赤坂移送開始日時が8月6日18時からに決まったわ。
So you gotta strike then.
確かな情報なの?
SARS の情報室長である春寺ゆりや三佐からの情報よ。
Yep. Former.
ハルデラさんから?
JB さんは私たちの味方なのですか?
いいえ、彼女は言うなれば風見雄二の味方であって春寺三佐自身はあなたたちがこうして決起していることも知らないというか、うすうす感づいているという程度でしょうね。
味方に引き入れたりとかできないの?
No, sorry, she's locked up.
現在彼女は身柄を市ヶ谷に拘束されているし、首輪のついた人間を味方に引き入れるのはリスクが大きすぎるわ。
This was never answered when you asked me how I am. Pretty great. I'm really excited about going to see a movie in the week. Ooh, what movie? I'm glad you're feeling pretty great. It's a nice change from a little bit lately where you haven't been the best. Nice. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. Oh.
それに彼女には風見雄二奪還とは別にもう一つ重要な仕事があるので、そちらで働いてもらいます。
Michael Jackson movie? This is it? Was that the name of it? That was the name of his last movie? Which was more like just kind of like a behind the scenes for his final tour that didn't happen. I think. Isn't that how it went? It was like, it's just gonna be like a... Oh, okay, that's new. I didn't know there was another Michael Jackson movie. Michael movie. Oh, shit. Okay. Huh. Alright. A biographical film? Okay, cool. he's being played by his nephew. That's nice. That makes it feel a lot more like really authentic. That feels really authentic, having a family member play him. That's cool. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it, Nevermore. Oh, nose.
何にせよ、あんま時間ねえのよ。作戦はいつ始まるのよさ。
やることは見えているのに、すぐに行動に移せない焦りは理解するけど、まずはお金を集めましょう。
You got a few days to make some money, girls.
腹が立つほどつまらない作業だとは思うけど、我慢して働いてちょうだい。
Yeah, not to be respectful because I doubt he'll go along with anything trying to trash his uncle in an inappropriate way. Well, it is basically a biography. So it's supposed to be a truthful recounting of things. So presumably it will be respectful. Presumably, but it won't shy away from the truth when it needs to. Regardless, I hope you enjoy it. I do hope you enjoy it. Also, how much of a biography is it even go through? I doubt it's gonna do his entire life, like all the way from, you know, birth to death. Because that's a bit much. That's a lot to condense into a single film.
お金？今からバイトでも始めるの？間に合わねえのよさ。
Okay, they're doing 2 movies. All right then. So I guess the first half of just his life and career. All right, cool. Cool.
「あなたたちを国に例えるなら、貧乏な上に軍事力もない少数民族国家です。ただでさえ小さな島国のさらに小さな反抗組織に他なりません。そんな国が戦争で勝とうと思えば、重要なのがお金と時間であり、何より予算の見直しが最重要項目です。
Looks like this one was before the vitiligo broke out and before he started presenting white and went a bit preachy in his music. Be when he was in the Jackson 5 in his early career. Okay. Okay. Okay, that should be pretty good. That should actually be pretty good. A lot of my favorite songs from the early days: Billie Jean, Thriller, Bad. I'm so sorry.
下世話な言い方をすれば、所詮この世は金です。金に勝る武力なしってね。
Yeah, money does kind of make the world go around.
身も蓋もない話だね。
Okay, Amana, you haven't really brought up the fact that you recognize this voice again. You kind of brought it up once, then brushed it aside. You're just kind of going with it now? No other lingering that feels so familiar now? Nothing?
一番お金に詳しいのは榊由美子。あなたね。あなたの意見を聞かせてちょうだい。
そうね。所詮戦争なんてものは経済のぶつかり合いです。風見くんあたりは異を唱えるかもしれないけれど、所詮はお金が全て。今の世の中、お金の次に大事だと言われる時間ですら買おうと思えばお金で買えるわ。何だったかしら？忍耐と努力と工夫で乗り切れない困難はないだった？ 確かにいい言葉だとは思うけれど、私はお金で乗り切れなかった困難ってあまり見たことがないわね。
そういうこと。なぜ未だに 5.56 ミリなんて豆鉄砲を採用している大国があると思う？
Okay, why?
敵兵は殺してしまえばそれまでだけれど、負傷させれば武装して病院に入れなければいけない。病院が足りなくなれば作らなければいけない。
Are you kidding me? We wound more soldiers, so they have to build more hospitals so they can take care of them, so it just drains their fun. Oh my god. Really?
そうして相手国の経済に揺さぶりをかけるのが戦争です。いやしくも一国を相手取ろうというのに、あなたたちの個人資産を総合しても1億4000万。
I mean, that's still... How much is that? That's still still $1,400,000. That's still a pretty big amount of money.
しかも動かせば足がつくお金ばかり。
Oh.
そんなお金は存在しないのと同じです。
Imagine having $1 million you couldn't use.
というわけで、悪いけどごく短時間にあなたたち自身の手で億単位のお金を稼ぎ出してもらいます。
How?
まさかチルチルを売るの？そんなのやだよ。
Why do you guys always default to it being Michiru having to do something or whatever? Oh, what if we had to strap a bomb to Michiru and, send her off to be, the distraction to get us out? Oh, we have to sell Michiru now? Why? Stop!
なんでそうなる？
もう少し冷静に考えなさい。誰が買うの？
Thanks for volunteer. Who on earth would even buy her? Oh my god. Oh my god. All every game has just been shit on Michiru. Just been constantly shitting on her. She's the butt of every joke. And she doesn't help her case.
それもそうですね。
もう一度冷静に考えてみて。ちょいと私の扱いがひどすぎやしないかい。
Oh, God. The last biographical movie I saw was Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek played Freddie Mercury. That was pretty good. I heard that was pretty good. She's the Luigi in Grisaia. Oh my god. No, the way they treat her and talk about her, she might just be the fucking Waluigi.
それにしたって億単位のお金を短時間では投資でも難しいんじゃん。
Yeah, how are you gonna make hundreds of millions?
いきなり大金を手にしようとするから難しいのよ。まずは少額で少しずつ雪だるま式に大きくしていくの。
How?
この世のあらゆるものがそうであるように、お金にも質量完成力が作用します。
How?
最初は少額であったとしても、ある程度転がして大きくなれば、あとは勝手に転がって、あっという間にどんどん大きくなるわ。
I wish it was that simple.
問題は、そのゴロゴロと転がっているお金を誰にも見つからないように分散管理すること。その辺の面倒な財務管理は、普段から複数のお財布を使い分けている榊由美子に一任します。できるわよね。
ええ、まあ。
よろしい。では、まずは専用の口座開設ね。榊由美子、1000円出してちょうだい。とりあえずそのお金で新しく銀行の口座を開設しましょう。
いいけ
では、小峰幸、 あなたはそのお金と印鑑を持って銀行に行きなさい。
銀行ならどこでもよろしいですか？
グローバルネットバンキングに対応しているところがいいわね。
Which is what one?
盗品系列は避けたいから
ああ
NFUJ 銀行の日本橋支店にあなたの名前で口座を開設しましょう。
わかりました。行ってまいります。
で、その1000円をどう転がして奥にするわけ？
For reference, guys, 1,000 yen is $10. How are they gonna make $10 become a million?
1000円は口座開設費よ。種になるお金はこれから作ります。まずは、そうね。イリスマキナの私物の売却から始めましょう。
What?
私のかよ。つか、私物って言われても、売ってお金になるようなものなんて持ってないのよ。
What the hell would Machina
あな
have?
た、先日、カードで買い物をしたわね。
ちょっとマーキナ、あんたまた私に内緒で何か買ったの？
What the hell did she buy?
なんも買ってね
あなた、先日、スーパーマーケットの商栄でミニカーのついたガムを買ったわよね。
Okay.
えのよ。なんで知ってんのよさ。
知っている。タナトスさんは何でも知っている。
Yeah, you're always watching. You're big brother. In this case, you're actually big sister.
怖え。タナトスさん怖え。
まあとりあえずそのミニカー売っちゃいましょう。
Selling the model car.
売るって誰に？
海外のオークションサイトで海外のマニアに売ります。
To eBay!
あ、そっか。どういうこと？私が買ったあれ、元ネタはアメリカなのに日本限定販売のやつなのよ。
そう、説明すれば長くなるけれど、1882年に米国内で放送された連続ドラマに登場して大人気を博した車があるの。
It's Kit. It's the model of car of that's fucking Kit from Knight Rider. Jesus Christ. Okay, what Kit? What are you? What kind of car are you? A Pontiac Trans Am. A 1982 Pontiac Trans Am. Wow. Okay. You're gonna take this Japanese-only exclusive model of a Pontiac Trans Am, sell it to some American collector, so they can build it and possibly mod it to be Kit. For fuck's sakes. God.
それがそのミニカー？
いいえ、今回売却するのは2008年に放映された続編ドラマに登場
Are
す
you
る
fucking
車
kidding
をモ
me?
デルにしたミニカーよ。
Oh my god. Someone actually mentioned the fucking sequel? You gotta be kidding me. No. No, 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 no. You have got to be shitting me. No. Oh my fucking god. So it's not a Pontiac Trans Am model, it's a Ford Shelby GT500. Oh, sorry, a Ford Shelby GT500 KR. I swear to fucking God, if the KR at the end of that is, night... Okay, good. The KR does not stand for Knight Rider. Thank God. I know nothing about cars. All I hear is words, sounds, and letters. So it's just a model of a car that was used as the basis for Knight Rider. The car that talks. For fuck's sakes. Oh my God. Also, some asshole is probably going to take this model, build it, and mod it to just be Knight Rider. To be Kit. For God's sake.
どういうこと？もっと簡単に説明できないの？
Nerd shit! How's that?
つまり2008年放映の続編は放送時間帯の都合上大人向けのドラマになってしまって子供に人気が出なくておもちゃ類の販売が行われなかった。
They didn't bother making any toys, so people are gonna make it themselves.
でも日本ではなぜか人気が高くて米マデル社は日本限定で同モデルの販売を行った。アメリカでは販売されなかったというだけでもちろんそれを欲しがるマニアはアメリカにもいる。自国製品を自国で買えないジレンマを抱えた海外のマニアは個人輸入事業者が少量のみ逆輸入するそのミニカーを法外な値段で買うしかない。
そのミニカー、現地ではいくらで取引されているの？
Alright, how much does a model car of a Ford Shelby GT500 KR go for?
状態の良くない中古でも900ドル。ブリスター未開封の新品状態なら1800ドルが相場ね。
Nine. All for a model of a car.
え？
約14万円。
Jesus.
幸いなことに私はブリスターは開けずに壁に飾る派なので未開封。寮を出るときちゃんとバッグに詰め込んできたのよ。ほれ。このミニカーが14万円？
I never looked down if I mentioned the one fiction famous car I know of and how much of a nerd I am that I didn't know it was a thing it's most famous for. The DeLorean? That's my first guess. The DeLorean?
近所のスーパーのレジ横で買ったミニカーが14万円になるからくりが理解できたのなら早速出品しましょう。
Yeah, what the fuck? That's just something sold at a supermarket.
まずは3ヶ月間利用無料の eDay の ID を取得して新しく作った口座番号をワレットに登録するところから。
eDay. Yeah, they're going on fucking eBay. I know it from Ready Player One because Wade has one in the movie. Okay. Yeah, actually, in that movie, his DeLorean was outfitted with kit from Knight Rider. It was the pulsating, red light going back and forth at the front. That's Kit. That's Knight Rider. Well, that's the computer inside the car. Wade's just a big fucking nerd and put it in the DeLorean, a time machine.
その辺の手続きは榊由美子、あなたにお願いしても？
ええ、わかったわ。
私のミニカーが売られてゆくのよさ。
You guys are getting a fat payday for it.
はいはい、ごめんなさい。その代わり後で別のおもちゃを買ってあげるから今は我慢して。
それで榊さんがお金を転がしている間は私たちは何をすればいいの？
そうね、スオはマネ。あなたには例のレンタカーでドライブに出かけてもらおうかしら。
Oh?
ドライブ？どこへ？
あなたにはこれから複数パターンの道を覚えてもらいます。行き先の指示は随時出すから、とりあえず携帯電話を持って車に乗ってちょうだい。
Okay.
うん、わかった。
残った私とチルチルは何すりゃいいの？
乗らないわよ。私はもう車には絶対に乗らないんだからね。
Want to try to build one out of Lego? I made my own custom Lego build scene based on the basement with a full cast of characters, all of which the characters are custom minifigs. Except IROC. Fucking hate that dude. It annoys me that he got changed from his stupid self in the book to that douche in the movie. They did release a DeLorean Lego set though as part of the Speed Champions like brand. They do have a DeLorean. So if you look out for that, if you just want to have a DeLorean Lego, there is an official one. I think you sent those. Yeah, I think you sent those to me before, actually. Very early on. Brought an air rifle with you.
じゃあ、あなたはそれで遊んでいなさい。そうね。何か不敵を川に流してそれを撃つのがいいわ。動く標的を撃つ練習をしなさいな。
Back to the Future one. Back to the Future. DeLorean, Lego. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna straight up, that's not what I want there. I'll just straight up, throw the link here. Straight from Lego's site, the time machine from Back to the Future. Okay, you can have it set up as either, like, regular time machine, like just regular Back to the Future Part 1 time machine with the rod that he used to power it to go, you know, go back to the future. Or you can throw the Mr. Fusion on the back, turn the wheel so it can hover like in Back to the Future, like in Back to the Future Part 2. Okay, that's cool. I like that. But yeah, there is a legit set. I know we had a few in stock a few months ago, and I meant to go and grab some, but then it never happened. Because I forgot, and they all got bought up really fast, and they just never bothered to restock them to our store for some reason. I don't know why. But, oh well, like I need more Lego. I already have a Slave 1, Acclimator, Executor Class Super Star Destroyer, Dennis Nedry with Dilophosaurus. No, she's getting you to practice your marksmanship so you can stay, you know, frosty. And be able to hit a target, even if it's moving.
今は他にすることがないし、暇を持て余すとろくでもないことを始めそうだし。
ひでえ言われようなのよさ。
But she ain't wrong.
あなたにも後で重要な仕事があります。今は焦らずに、心静かにその時を待ちなさい。 人に向けて撃っちゃダメよ。
Oh my god.
さて、バカが残っちゃった。どうしよう。
Do you have to call her the idiot?
はっきり言うなあ。これでも一応傷つくんですけど。
正直に言うと、あなたは能力的に未知数です。私としては一番扱いづらい駒なの。それでもあなたがいるからこそうまく機能している部分もあれば、切り捨てるわけにもいかない。本当に面倒な子ね。
She's useless but still useful at the same time.
それは自分でもよくわかってる。でもこういう生き方しかできないのよ。
ちなみに今はどっちの人格？
Ooh.
どっちでもないよ。私は私。結局は自分の中の自分。
Okay, it's other Michirus in control right now because they're a lot calmer.
宗教の敬虔な信徒が神様を心の支えに日々精進するように、私は弱い私を支えるためにもう一人の私がいると信じているだけ。
そこまで理解していて、よく人格が統合してしまわないわね。
ユージが言うには、私は人に嫌われることに臆病なただのヘタレで、弱虫だからこそ他者との共生関係を形成しなければ生きてはいけない。
Actually, the character I use, Daiton Shono is a Jurassic Park character. Let me see if I can figure it out quick. It's hard to tell with Lego faces because a lot of them look exactly the same. In character, so where is that? Choice skin tones because we use first one. Black representer. They say everyone's skin tone and the Asian characters are yellow, so I found an Asian character from 2 years. Man, they make a Henry Wu. Probably made a Henry Wu. Think it was a doctor character? Oh, okay, then probably Dr. Henry Wu, because he's like the only, he's like the only Asian character I can think of that might realistically get a fucking minifig made of them.
そのくせ他者に対する警戒心が強いから、他者からの愛情や施しを信用していないんだってさ。まあ当たってるよね。優しくされるのなんかまだ苦手だし。だから私は未だに人格が統合しないし、ユージがいなくちゃ寂しくて死んじゃいそうになる。
Okay, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about them deciding to retcon how Michiru's whole personality thing goes. Because before it was literal, you know, she got the heart transplant and then the other person's, you know, personality stayed around, was talking with her, would try to protect her. We had that whole heartwarming scene at the end of Michiru's route where they go back to America so the other Michiru can have that final talk with her mom after all these years. And then even in Michiru's side story in Labyrinth, where they just kind of continue on that, where she just kind of lets herself be on the wayside, doesn't try to, you know, act as a person because she's not really a person anymore and shouldn't be treated as anything more than just a thing because this isn't her body anymore. But then they want to treat her as, you know, an equal, letting her experience, you know, fun times, so to speak. Now to just being, yeah, she just actually has, you know, dissociative identity disorder, like the actual disorder. This is just a front, a personality she put on after her heart transplant. I don't know how to feel about that. You had 2 full games where you went in on it was actually a second person in there. And now it's just... they made it more realistic, but I liked it when it was a little more out there with it was the actual person's, you know, thoughts and consciousness carried over. Because that's two whole games now that you just kind of have to ignore that stuff specifically. But then, well, I mean, one was a side story to a route. It technically doesn't take place in the main canon. And Labyrinth's story itself, which this continues on from, was in this weird Elseworlds version of it, where he helped them all on their routes, but never got with them, so details must have changed. I don't know. I kind of prefer her having that second personality due to the heart transplant. Her route and fruit kind of loses something, I think. Almost every person I know, when they see the Michirus, they explain that it's not how heart transplants work. I know. It isn't how they work. It's that it's supposed to be that superstition of if someone gets a transplant, then, you know, some of the donors' personalities or quirks maybe carry over. They just kind of took it to an extreme and had the full person take over and just show up. But 2 full games that went with that straight idea of the other Michiru being their own separate person that already existed and came along with the heart has just now been changed to actual clinical DID. Like, why the sudden backpedal? It's not like they can have outrageous and weird shit happen in Grisaia. They're talking to Yuji's sister, who is just a brain in a jar, helping to run a fucking AI computer system. Like, what, you can only have one or the other? You can't have both? Just have both. Have brain in a jar compu sister, and then have heart transplant double soul here. I don't know why I'm getting so fired up over something so minor and dumb, but fuck. I don't mind retcons sometimes, but this is kind of a big one that, like, kind of changes Michiru as a character entirely. And makes a really heartwarming scene just, like, non-existent and pointless now. Because I guess it didn't actually happen. That fucking scene had me holding back tears so hard. Like, I was cracking so much, guys. It's in the VODs. I could barely hold myself together reading through that. That shit hurt. And now it's for nothing because they decided to change her entire character because of it? Ugh. I don't know. I just gotta move past it, or else I'm gonna be stuck here forever. But I preferred it when it was double soul, when it was 2 souls in one body. I liked it that way rather than actual clinical DID.
やっぱり一番面倒なコマはあなたね。
ごめん。でも何かに使ってくれると嬉しいかな。
心配しなくてもちゃんと出番は用意してあるわ。今はまだどうなるかわからないから何とも言えないけれど、もしかしたらあなたが一番過酷な仕事を引き受けることになるかもしれないわね。
何も考えずに言われたことだけやってればいいって感じの仕事なら。
ええ、そしてそれを世間では過酷な仕事というのよ。
ま、そん時は頑張るよ。
いい子ね。
Okay.
セーブしないんだからね。
33% of the way through. Oh my lord. Okay, I feel the headache coming back, so I'm gonna end right there. That's also just kind of an alright place to end. We got a little bit more. We got a little bit more into Grisaia here. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, we're a third of the way through the entire game. Just a third. I gotta have more streams of this to get through it more. That should be the... Nope, that's next week's schedule. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, so I did update the schedule. It's in the Discord, but I'll show it off here, even though it's only going to be for a single day. So yeah. No stream tomorrow at our normal time. It has been changed to Little Nightmares 3 with Mari as part of her birthday countdown. We're going to start that at about 7:30. So yeah. We're gonna have fun, maybe definitely spooky. One of us, or both, is gonna scream at some point, playing some Little Nightmares 3. So we're gonna have a good time with Mari tomorrow. I do have the schedule for next week, so you know what? I'll show that to you guys now, just in case I forget to do it at the end of stream tomorrow. I'm totally going to troll her. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, so. Streams next week as part of Variety Week. Once again, we're back to Variety Weeks. So this is going to be starting Monday. We're going to start off with some more Cursed Halo. We got to get through some more of it. There's a few more levels left, so we're going to try to get through some of them. We're going to try to get through some more Cursed Halo. We did all of the Halo cart last time. Oh my god. So I don't know what to expect now. Tuesday, Wednesday, we will be taking off as per usual. Thursday at 6 will be some Seed Battle Destiny. I want to play more of that, get through a little bit more of that game, unlock some more mobile suits, and just have fun, turn my brain off, and smashing shit. Friday, we're gonna play the Dino Blade demo. If you guys don't know what Dino Blade is, a guy made a bunch of animations and posted them on Twitter of dinosaurs like flipping around blades like the Buster Sword and the Dragon Slayer and just kind of doing some crazy shit. And then people convinced him enough to make a game out of that. So we're just a dinosaur holding the sword in our mouth and doing some crazy Dark Soul flips and shit. So that's Friday. Saturday, we are going to try the closed beta of Loftia. That I got the code from Mari, so we're going to try that out on Saturday. It's going to be a bit more of a, more calm, chill, cozier type game, so just something to kind of relax with. And then Saturday, we will actually start Pokemon Emerald. Sunday will actually be Pokemon Emerald. We'll actually start our next Pokemon game, and I can finally show you guys the little surprise that I've been holding on to for a while now, a very long time now. I just gotta wait one more week, and I can show off this surprise I've got. But yeah, that's it. That is all from me for tonight. So now you guys know what I'm doing all the way through to Sunday next week. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching, commenting, and lurking. Appreciate it very, very much. So tomorrow, 7:30, Little Nightmares 3 with Mari. Speaking of, I gotta remember to download the friend pass for that one really quick before 7:30 tomorrow, so we can actually play the game with her. But yeah, until then, I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next time.